thread I'm going to be using, this is a UTC in yellow olive. And we're just going to start at the eye, quickly run down a layer of thread in the shank, and remove the base piece. Now I'm going to bring it down to about maybe a turn or two from when the bobbin goes in line with the barb. Now I've got my golden olive cock hackle. Now all I do is bring fibres 90 degrees from the stem, as you can see there. Once they're in line and you're happy with it, tear it away from the feather. Tail length, at least the body length. Just hold that. Now I do a couple of turns going down the shank, and that there puts me in line with the barb of the hook. And then removed the excess. Now I'm going to remove it to the point where there's 2/3 of the body is a quill and 1/3 is the thorax. Now this is peacock eye, and I've dyed it the golden olive. You can see there's the colour there. Now remove one of these, and then using the rubber I take away the fine herl, and you're left with the quill itself. I'm going to catch this on the side, and then basically take your thread up, forming the body all the way up to this point here, and then you could either rib or you can bring it up so that the quill is touching, which gives you a nice segmented body all the way up. Just take your time, cross your thread, and then what I do is I carry on all the way down towards the eye, break off the quill and bring the thread back up. This balances everything out for you. Then to protect the quill I'm going to use some light bug bond. Just drop on the top. Now you could tie off at that point and then use varnish. You don't necessarily have to use the bug bond. It's up to yourself. And then just coat the quill with the resin all the way around. Now don't touch the tail, you don't want to touch the tail. Obviously I've got a rotary vise here. I can actually turn the fly and get it to sit the way I want. And then now I'm using the Pro Torch, which is a single battery, single bulb, and to be honest with you, ideal. It sets the resin extremely quick. In comparison to the old torch, this is far superior. Now once that's set, I'm going to put a wee drop more on it. Wee drop in the top. Second coat just finishes it off, gives it a lovely glaze. And again, using your double needle, just cut them down. Just take your time. Get it to sit the way you want. And again, don't get it on the tail, if you can help it anyway. Then come in and set the resin. Now you're looking at least 10 seconds or so. Should do it. And there we are. Now we're going to put in the Wingbuds. And basically what I'm using is this is a Goose Biot. Now to get this colour, this is a great colour both with midge patterns as well as this when you're dyeing an olive type, or like the cruncher. Now you'll find that when you open these biots out, the inside is yellow, or a yellow. You can actually see the colour difference. And the very edge of the biot, it's got a hot orange or an orange tinge to it, and that's what you're looking for. Now to get this, what happens is when you dye these, and because they're quite tight together, you dye them. The first thing I do is I put them in fluorescent yellow dye first. Once I see the yellow dye is taken and it's okay, then I add a touch of fluorescent red. Now you've got to get that balance that suits. You can have it slightly light or you can have it maybe too dark, so it's just a matter of messing around, and you can easily work out the best way to do this. Now what I'm going to do here is take 2 off. And you may hail the ice cream van going by. Seems to know when I'm filming or tying a fly. Anyway, I'm going to take 2 of them out. You see there, line them up, tail them from the stem. Now there's like a natural curve, see that curve there? Now what I'm going to do is change them to my left hand, and with the curve of the fibre going up the way, come in, put one down either side. Now depending on how thick you want these wingbuds to show, depending on where you catch them in. Now I want it to be tapered, so if you look here where I've caught them in, and there we are. Now if you want them slightly round the side, I usually come in with my nail, and you can force these down the side a wee bit. Once you're happy, then you can tighten up, carry on up towards the eye and back down. Now I've got the Peacock Herl again, dyed in the same colour, the golden olive. Now tie these in by the tip. Now the right at the very tip's quite brittle, so what I do is take about an inch or so away, then come in with 2 or 3 loose turns, draw the herl in, and then bring the thread back up. Now you could wind this over a layer of super glue or a varnish or whatever and give it time to set, but the quickest and easiest way to actually do it is to wind it up and down to form the thorax. Now you are adding in a bit of bulk at this area so that you've got a taper. Once it's wet, you should have a taper in the fly, the thickest part being the thorax. Cross your thread, get 2 or 3 turns to lock it in and then trim that away. Now what I normally do is we rubber wax onto the thread and then come down and back up with a rib-like turns so that you're catching the herl in. It may mess it up slightly, but don't worry about it because it's fine, nothing wrong with it. The fly will still work well. You'll just have a stronger fly. The fly will last much longer if you do that. Then I'm going to bring the goose bites down either side. You could do a couple of loose turns first. Position the bites the way you want. Get them to sit. And I want it sitting along the thorax. On this side as well, just bring it down slightly. Again, once you're happy, tighten up. Really tight. And then now, once you hold the thread tight, you can actually break these off. Very easy to do that. There we are. That makes for gives you nice wingbuds. Then all we've got to do is put a hackle on. And this is our hen hackle. This is a Chinese hen. Now this is a light ginger dyed golden olive. Now what you've got is that nice brown ends, which makes for a nice fly, especially like this one. You want the hackle fibre length to come no further than the end of the body. And whether the number of turns, it's up to, well really I like in from a single turn. It depends on the fibre of the hackle that you've got. If they're really thick, then a single turn definitely. If it's a bit sparse, then you could go a couple of turns or so. Once I start to see the hackle winding, you can see how thick it is. Now I've caught this in by the tip, tucked it back, and then breaking it off here, keeping the thread nice and tight. And then what I'm doing is drawing the fibres back, and then doing a turn. Now I'll do a full turn, just to show you what it looks like. Now I'm going to do a wee half, just to bring it round, cross my thread, because that's plenty, and then fold it back. Nice and tight, just keeping the thread tight. Come in and whip finish. Just forget everything just now. This makes for a very neat head. Just watch nothing goes forward with the eye. Trim away your thread, and then you can break away your hackle. If you're brave enough anyway. As long as it's nice and tight. And there we are. And that's your quilled, olive quilled cruncher. And then all I've got to do is varnish the head. You're looking for a couple of coats. Now that's a nice balanced fly. Once that's wet, you'll get a nice teardrop shape, and that teardrop shape basically is what the fish see. And obviously with the hen hackle at the front, you're getting a lot of movement. Now, is the teardrop shape, the taper of the fly goes right in towards the tail. So, a good fly in the river as much as it is in the lochs. And again, you could shorten the length of the fibre of the hackle as well, which would give it a smaller and dumpier feel to the fly. There's different flies you can. There's different ways you can actually form this fly. You can have a shorter body as well. So, but anyway, that's a standard one. So, hope you enjoyed that. And that's your olive quilled cruncher.